everyone, how's it going? My name is Jay and welcome to the channel. Today what I've got for you is a little bit of an overview, showcase and review of the new Australia pack and update 1.3 that have both just been released by Frontier about 2 hours ago when I'm recording this. I've just kind of dived straight into the game, got like a little quick zoo built and just kind of looked at all the different animals, looked at all their behaviors, checked out a bunch of the new items and just kind of enjoyed myself building this thing and really getting to know what this pack is all about. And these are kind of my first impressions about the whole thing, and hopefully it'll help you if you're a little bit on the fence about buying it, or if you just want to check out some of these new animals and kind of hear my thoughts on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly play the launch trailer for you guys so you can check out the really amazing trailer that they put together over at Frontier. And then I'll come back and we'll get into the showcase and review of the Australia pack and a little bit about update 1.3 as well. So yeah, I'll just roll the trailer now and I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, so that was the launch trailer and it was a brilliant trailer. I don't know who's edited these at Frontier, but oh my god, they've done such a good job. Like the music and the visuals, brilliant. But let's talk about the pack itself. So while I'm talking, I'm just going to play a bunch of cinematics from the little mini zoo that I built today, just to kind of test out what, all the items in the pack are like and what the animals are like. So you'll see footage from that. I just kind of built a really basic zoo. All five of the animals are in there. Not all four, as I said, because I did put down the Eastern Blue-tongued skink as well. And you will get to see all these different animals, some of the cool behaviors, and some of the unique animations as well. And some of them are pretty amazing. Now, I know right now, as of me releasing this video and recording this, pretty much every other Planet Zoo content creator has already put out loads of videos covering everything. So chances are you will have seen those, but this is more going to be just kind of my thoughts on it and what I think about the whole pack and just generally my favourite parts of it, because there are a lot of amazing things to talk about with this DLC. I am genuinely just blown away every time we get one of these DLCs because, like, when we got the South America pack, I just remember being absolutely just astounded at the quality of the animals and the new items, and it is the exact same here, perhaps even more. When I looked at these animals and checked out their behaviors, you can immediately tell these aren't just like, copied and pasted from previous animals that are already in the game. There are brand new animations here, brand new behaviors, some really incredible stuff that they put their time and effort into. You can tell so much research has been done into the animals themselves and how they move, how they sound. Like, for example, with the cassowaries, the way they run, the way they fight each other. You'll see a little bit of that in the cinematics as we go along. It is just absolutely astounding, the realism of it. The details in their skin, in their feathers, really incredible. And, you know, as I said in the previous few videos, cassowary is one of my favorite animals, so seeing them brought to life in such a realistic way just puts a huge smile on my face and made me so happy. Same goes for the other animals in the pack. When it comes to the dingo, I thought I'd be a bit disappointed with the dingo because at the time I didn't know very much about them, and I thought they'd just be kind of another canine, but I'm really happy that I was mistaken because they are so unique and so interesting to look at. Frontier has clearly put a lot of time into really getting these guys right. They've got a whole bunch of new enrichment items that only they can use. For example, the tug rope. You'll see a few videos of them using it in this cinematics. They've got this new water play kind of area where they can jump around in this water pit. You know, they've just got so much to them. They can form packs. It's just really interesting, and they've done a lot to make the dingo stand out, because I think they did probably predict that the dingo is going to be one of the less well received ones at launch, but they've really put in the time and effort to make sure that it is absolutely a standout, and the dingoes are great. You'll also see some of their puppies in today's video, and oh my god, they're so cute. They're just so adorable. Like, absolutely the cutest. Even going forward to the koalas. The koalas are really well designed. They actually spend lots and lots of their time in the trees. Unfortunately, I didn't get much video of that. For some reason, my koala stayed on the ground, but every other video I've watched of them by other content creators, they actually spend so much time in the trees. So I think it's probably a problem with my own habitat layout, so I ignore that. But it does seem like their behavior is very much based on tree living and climbing and being relatively slow moving and chill. And it does seem like they really stuck the landing with the koalas, because the koalas are definitely one of the fan favorites. You know, they're super adorable, super iconic, just as much as the kangaroos, which we'll talk about in a second. But the koalas really did turn up brilliantly. There's even a bit of color variation. Same goes for the dingo that we just talked about. They both have these subtle color variations, which actually look really nice. They've got different shades of browns and greys, and the different koalas are distinct enough that you can tell them apart, and it makes your populations look, you know, visually diverse, which is very cool. The koalas, of course, also come with their own enrichment item, being the eucalyptus feeder. So it's a eucalyptus tree that they can climb up, and there's a little like feeder thing attached to it where the koalas can eat from, and it looks really cool when they do it. I unfortunately, again, didn't get that animation filmed, but of course, like I said, so many other content creators are putting up videos. You'll definitely be able to check them out there. And of course, finally, when it comes to the kangaroo, now I can't even begin to tell you how impressed I was with the kangaroos, because first off, their animations are so fluid and so seamless that I was just blown away. Their designs are absolutely perfect. The skins are beautiful, all the different variations with the browns, the reds, the greys. They look so good. And their traversable areas are really impressive. They can climb over rocks, jump from rock to rock. It's like weirdly seamless, you know, it's so cool. And it's just watching them behave the way you'd see a kangaroo behave. And obviously kangaroos are unlike any other animal on the planet. They're a very unique marsupial type. You know, the only things that come close are wallabies and wallaroos, and you know, they're pretty much the same sort of family. So seeing them with all these animations and stuff and being so different from anything else we have in the game is just mind-blowing. So impressed. And of course, we can't talk about the kangaroos and the koalas without mentioning the fact that, of course, because they are marsupials, they have pouches in which the young can stay, and somehow the absolute geniuses at Frontier have managed to incorporate that into the game, and that absolutely just blew me away. That is one of the coolest things they have put in the game since launch. The kangaroos and the koalas both give birth to their babies via the pouch. I mean, that sounds a bit wrong. They don't actually give birth via the pouch, but when they give birth in the game, you'll be able to see the animation that plays where the kangaroos and the koalas actually have their babies emerge from this pouch, and there's an adorable animation where the mother just kind of cleans them up a bit and kind of lets them out of the pouch into the world, and it is beautiful. And honestly, I just let out such a little squeal when I first saw it because of how cute it was. Honestly, just brilliant and beautiful, and I cannot say enough good things about the animals in this pack. Frontier, you guys have absolutely knocked it out of the park. This has been an absolutely incredible selection of animals. I know at first I was a little disappointed we got less than I thought we would get, and I was hoping maybe we'd get a wombat and stuff like that. I mean, I still want wombat, but that's another story. But basically, what I'm saying is these 4 habitat animals just exceeded all expectations. Honestly, huge congrats Frontier, you guys have really done a great job here. And also let's talk about the one exhibit animal, the blue-tongued lizard or the blue-tongued skink. Not too much to talk about because of course it is an exhibit animal, not too much new there. But I gotta say, it is a brilliantly detailed animal, looks exactly like what blue-tongued lizards and blue-tongued skinks look like in real life. I actually want one of them as a pet one day, that would be pretty cool. They actually make pretty good pets. They're kind of like potatoes, they feel like a potato, and they eat veggies, insects. And they're very kind of like, they've got a bit of character to them, so they're very cool animals. Glad we have them in the game. And now we've covered animals, let's talk about my thoughts about the items and the new building sets. So we've got a lot of new stuff here, like I believe it's 270 almost, which is crazy. So we've got so many new items. And for the most part, I gotta say, I am very impressed. The items are really cool. I have to give extra props specifically for the Aboriginal Australian representation, because they could have gone the easy route and just gone for like a generic Aboriginal theme. But no, they really did consult with artists and people in the field who understand Aboriginal artwork and got them to consult and essentially put in their input. How does that make any sense? Well, get their input, and also they actually had an artist who does this sort of stuff, who actually made unique artwork, I believe specifically for Planet Zoo, and you can see that in the game. They're on canvases, and the artist's name is actually listed, so that is just, that is incredible. We're at a time where I think people are realizing the importance of cultural and ethnic and all that, the representation in media, and seeing Aboriginal representation here is so cool. And I hope they go down that route for future packs. For example, if we do a Southeast Asian pack, or if we do maybe a Central American pack, stuff like that, it would be so cool to see more cultural representation in the artwork. And this right here with the Australian pack and the Aboriginal artwork, honestly, so great and so brilliant. And just want to say, Frontier, that was the absolute right decision to make, and you guys have done a brilliant job with that. As far as the rest of the construction items go, generally speaking, I really enjoy them. A lot of them I would say are versatile enough to be used in your daily zoo builds without having to specifically theme them to be Australian. A lot of great kind of slightly more generic metal and wood pieces, which I think are going to be brilliant for use everywhere. The slightly more heavily themed items, I really like them. I think they'll be definitely more useful for Australian themed sections of your park or Australian themed parks as a whole, but less so for, say, more generic builds. But I still think they're brilliant, look really, really good. And I think the blueprints they gave us as well look really good, and they kind of show you what you can do with these items. So in the video you will have seen, I just did, a little bit of generic building work here and there, plopped down a bunch of their blueprints just to kind of show you what you can do with these new items, and I really like them. Of course, a lot of other content creators will have covered them in a lot more detail, so I do suggest you check them out. Just off the top of my head, I believe Best in Slot has covered every single item. Paul's Lee will have as well. Rudy, the lady designer, pretty much everyone's done them, and so do check all of them out. They've done great jobs covering all of it. My thoughts, I just really like them. They're great. And I know I'm going to start sounding like a broken record because I do like everything. I honestly have very few critiques, so that's pretty much it. So let's go continue talking about some of the other new items that we got with these, with the pack and with the update. Now I am talking about them together just because it is hard to distinguish sometimes which items came in which. We did get a new biome. That's one of the things which I was really excited for, and I do quite like the new kind of Australian desert biome. Of course, it is very red, very outbacky, and I think it looks really cool. Personally, I was hoping for something a little bit more different, like a whole new section of, like when they said new biome, I essentially thought we'd get like a 7th biome as opposed to a different version of the 6, or one of the 6 we already have. But I still think it's pretty cool. I really like using it. And it especially works really well with all of the new foliage and rocks that we have got for this specific biome and this specific continent. So we now have loads of new eucalyptus trees, all of which are stunning. Lots of new smaller plants. I'm less keen on the smaller plants this time. So for example, with the South American pack, those smaller plants really blew me away. Those were really great, very versatile. Here, a bit less so. I still think they're pretty good, but the trees are definitely the ones that steal the show. The eucalyptus trees are brilliant. There's, I think, a bloodbark tree. I can't remember what it's called, but that's also great. One of my new favorites is the rainbow eucalyptus. Such a beautiful tree, and I absolutely love how it looks. So yeah, new foliage is pretty cool. Definitely prefer the trees over the smaller plants. Actually, some of the smaller plants are pretty cool. We did get a staghorn fern, which looks so good. Staghorn ferns are great. I actually used to have one in my house, and you know, it's just nice to have, basically. Moving on to the oh, actually I've got to mention the rocks. The rocks are pretty alright. Basically, they just you know, they match the terrain and they look pretty good. So you'll see them lots in the video. Now moving on to a couple other things just here and there. Of course, we got 3 new paths actually. All of which are really great. I really like them. You'll see 2 of them in the video, and one is just basically it's an empty path, so you know, you can put your terrain underneath it, but it has really cool posts with like wire along them, so it looks really good. And the other 2 are a really nice textured kind of pebbly looking path, which I really like. It's got a nice metal fence as well. And the earth path, which I think looks really good. It's like, again, matches that dark red kind of Australian outback biome. But what I really like about that is the fence. It's got this kind of striated earth texture to it, and I think that's going to be so useful because it looks so good. It even comes as a prop version, so you can like continue on the fence beyond the path itself. I think they look so good. Honestly, really well done. But yeah, that is all the items. A couple other things to note, of course, we did get the skin color variation with the update, and you can see them a little bit here with these animals, but if you want a full detailed list of which animals are affected and which get more skin variations, check out the Frontier forums. I can personally say that from what I've seen, that is such a huge change to the game and very welcome. So great job there as well. Now with all that out of the way, let's talk about my kind of conclusion. This has been a very informal video, of course, didn't want to make it too formal, but as a conclusion, I just gotta say, Frontier, you guys have honestly done a brilliant job here. I can't think of very many critiques. The only critique that I have, and that I think a lot of people also will say, is that we just wanted a few more animals, but I don't think that's even valid anymore because the ones we got more than make up for it. They're so good. Like, the animals we got are really something. Like, I can imagine just spending so much time watching my cassowaries or watching my kangaroos and my koalas, you know, like, or even the dingoes. Like, they all just are brilliant. And for the price, it's more than worth it, honestly. Because I believe it's currently at about £8, and for £8, the amount of content you're getting cannot be beaten. Like, that is brilliant value. So I personally would say, if you're on the fence about it, go for it. If you can spare £8, this is absolutely worth it. It is already becoming like just such an integral part of my future plans for playing the game. Like, I'm already planning new cassowary habitat in Sannikov land, new Australian section. I'm planning to maybe even build a second like smaller zoo, which I'm actually probably going to do. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I just got to say, this is a brilliant pack, and I am so happy that I've got, you know, this chance to really experience it. And I think it has been nearly, 4 months since the last DLC, and I gotta say, it's worth the wait. It absolutely was worth the wait. This is a brilliant pack. Very, very, very happy with it. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it's very informal, very kind of me just saying how great the pack is, because honestly it is. But I do hope you've enjoyed it nonetheless. I hope this has maybe kind of helped you along if you're struggling to decide whether or not to get it. Hope maybe I've pointed out something you may have missed in the release or anything like that. And maybe you've enjoyed just watching the cinematics play in the background. But yeah, with all that out of the way, I want to say thanks so much to all of you guys for watching this video. Thank you so much for, just being part of this channel and this community. And of course, just thanks for, watching this video again. Like the video, of course, if you do like the video. Comment down below, let me know what your favorite part of the pack is. And of course, subscribe for more Planet Zoo content. I will of course try to make more videos based around this pack and maybe even trying out some of the new scenarios and stuff like that. So with all that out of the way, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!